Once you're on the other side of menopause, fasting gets so much easier. The challenge is that oftentimes you've accumulated symptoms along your 40s through the perimenopausal journey that haven't gone away. So you still have hot flashes, you're still struggling to lose weight. You know, when estrogen declines, you become more insulin resistant. Dr. Mindy here, and on this video, okay, post-menopausal women, okay, women who don't have a cycle, I've heard you. I know you guys want to know how to fast, so this video is for you. I'm so excited to share this information with you. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm a woman on a mission to get 1 million people fasting. This is our fastest way out of poor health. We are not going to overturn the damage that corporations like Big Food are having on our health, but we can take control back by learning to fast. So we're gonna get 1 million people. It's 2022, we're gonna get 1 million people to do this. So welcome. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and as always, those of you that share this video out, leave comments. I so appreciate you. Together we can make this world a better place. I know we can. Let's go through 3 different scenarios where I see women without cycles trying to figure out how to fast for her hormones, or what I would call fast for her cycle, or what I'm now calling fasting like a girl. There is a whole book that's coming out on these topics. For this video, let's chunk it down into 3 different categories. So let's start with the first one. Those of you that are under 35 and you've lost your cycle. Maybe you've lost it because of birth control, maybe because of PCOS, maybe you don't know why you've lost your cycle. Here is my recommendation for you. So the first is I want you to fast like you have one. So go back and watch the video that I did on what's the best length fast for a woman. I just did it, so it should be, my team will put a link in there. It should be a recent video. And you will see that I take you through a 30-day cycle that you can time your fast to the hormones that are coming in and out. So even though you don't have a cycle, what I want you to do is fast as if you do. So that might look like from for 10 days, you may go into some longer fasts. Maybe you do some autophagy fasting. Maybe you throw in a 24-hour fast. So you can vary the length of your fast within the first 10 days. Then after that, you're gonna take 5 days, day 11 through day 15, and you're gonna maybe shorten your fasts up. And then day 16 to day 19, you're gonna elongate your fast a little bit more. And then day 20 until, I would say, about 10 days after that, you're not gonna fast. So you're gonna kind of mimic like you have a cycle, even though you don't have one. And what I have noticed is that if women do that, if you do it anywhere from 30 to 90 days, your cycle will come back. Because this in and out type of movement with fasting, where we go long fast, short fast, long fast, short fast, no fast, can really make an impact on your hormones. Your hormones do well with that variation, and usually within 30 to 90 days, your cycle will be back on track. Again, this will all be out in the book, but for now, I wanted you guys to have some tools so you know how to do this. Okay, where are my perimenopausal women? I got you, and I understand these years. I'm 52, I totally get these years. They're like a big hormonal mystery. You don't know when your period's coming, going, very difficult to track. So my first recommendation to you is get a Clue app. That's the one I like. I literally have it on my phone. I started tracking my own cycle around 45 years old. I kind of laughed to myself that here I was, as my cycle was starting to end, and now I'm officially tracking it for the first time like a teenager. But it works because you can start to see your cycle and get to know your cycle and know what day of your cycle you're on, so that you're able to fast appropriately. And can you go into a long fast? Can you go into a short fast? The challenge for the perimenopausal woman is going into a long fast at the wrong time. And to me, by the way, long fast is anything over 17 hours. The reason that is so important is because at about 40, we start to lose progesterone. Progesterone just goes on this slow decline. And progesterone is that hormone that tells you everything's going to be okay. It gives you peace and serenity and helps you, it's what orchestrates the blood flow when you actually have your period. It helps you sleep. I mean, there's so much about progesterone that I love, and I wish I had honored her more when I was in my early 30s and 20s and when I first started my period. But at about 40, progesterone starts to go down. Now, progesterone is very susceptible to cortisol. So if you go into a longer fast when your body's trying to make a little bit of progesterone, what's going to happen is you're going to tank your progesterone even more, making your perimenopausal symptoms crazy. Now, I will tell you, I actually wrote a whole book. I think it's around here somewhere. I wrote a whole book for this age group. It's called The Menopause Reset. It works for this age group too, 50. We'll talk about that in a moment. But if you want to know how to navigate these years, go get The Menopause Reset. It's actually out in hardcover now, so go check that out because all of my little hacks for this age range is in there. The other part of this age range that I want you to remember is think about knowing your symptoms. I did this through my 40s so much, is if I had anxiety, if I couldn't sleep, if all of a sudden I started spotting, I shut my fast down. I went into 13 hours or less, and I started eating more carbs. I talk about it in the book, so get The Menopause Reset. So you're going to need to get to know your symptoms. I even at 52 the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Why am I so hungry? I don't feel like fasting. So I started eating breakfast. Next day, same thing. Why am I so hungry? So I kept eating, and then sure enough, boom, my cycle started. So those are the symptoms you're going to want to check into. And again, I map them all out in The Menopause Reset. But this is the hardest period because your body's winding down. Your cycle, your ovaries are like, I'm out. Like I did a really good job for so many years and I'm moving into retirement now. So your hormones and your cycle are hard to track, which is why an app works and why getting to know your symptoms work. Okay, my post-menopausal women. I hear you, I watch your comments. So here are two really clear ideas for you. The first, once you're on the other side of menopause, fasting gets so much easier. The challenge is that oftentimes you've accumulated symptoms along your 40s through the perimenopausal journey that haven't gone away. So you still have hot flashes, you're still struggling to lose weight. You know, when estrogen declines, you become more insulin resistant. So if there's of these three categories, no offense to the other categories, but of the three categories, this is the one that needs fasting the most, and it's actually the easiest. So you can do a weekly variation. So weekly variation that I like, 5-1-1. 5 days a week you fast 15 hours. 1 day a week you stretch your fast. 1 day a week you don't fast. If you know your menopausal symptoms are still around, do a 4-2-1. 4 days a week, you go 15 hours. 2 days a week, you decide that you don't fast. So it's a little flipped. You don't fast. You bring it underneath 13 hours, and 1 day a week, you elongate your fast. So again, a lot of this is in the Menopause Reset. We also teach this in my academy. So there's a lot of nuance there, but you may need to go to a weekly variation. The other thing you could do as a post-menopausal woman is you could do what I call a 30-day reset. And I got it coming in my new book called Fast Like a Girl. But what I want you to understand is, for right now, is that you could go back. I did a video on what the proper length fast is for women. Go back and watch that video. And I take you through the different sections of a woman's cycle. You can go back and just start to mimic what it would be like if you had a period, kind of like the under 35 does. So maybe you, for 10 days, you decide, okay, I'm going to go 17 hours or more. And then you have a 5-day period where you bring that fast down. And then you take another 5-day period and you elongate that fast up. And then you take a 7 to 10 day period and you bring it down. So there's like an in and out kind of experience with this so that the postmenopausal woman can benefit from. But typically what I'm seeing is there's the thing about postmenopause is that you don't have, the symptoms aren't as easy to clue into as the perimenopausal woman. And you still need fasting, but you can't completely fast like a man. So we want to make sure that you are able to throw in some of these no fast days to be able to build progesterone. Again, I get this is not an easy topic to teach. It's definitely not easy to teach on YouTube. So if you like this info and you want to dial it in for your hormonal needs, come join me in my Reset Academy. This is what we're teaching women. Just put Reset Academy in the comments and my team will send you a link. But women, do not give up on fasting. We were made to fast. We just need to know how to do it different. And if you have a good fasting story using these principles, please leave it in the comments. If you're new to my channel, go to those comments and see them. We are a community. We are a movement of people fasting together to bring back our own health. This is our fastest way out of chronic disease. So, as always, appreciate you guys, and I love being on this journey with you.